Hey, what's up guys, it's Courtney. Today I'll be talking about toning and how to get toned. So first, what does toning actually mean? When people come to me and tell me that they want to get toned, they're saying that they want to lose the fat around whatever area that in particular that they want to tone so that they can see the muscle definition underneath so that they get this nice, tight, strong, athletic look. So when it comes to toning, a lot of people have this idea that in order to get toned, you need to do a high number of repetitions with low weight in order to lose fat in whatever particular area that you want to get toned. That's called spot reduction. Now you can't actually do that. That's a myth that you can lose fat in one specific area of your body by doing exercises for that one area. That being said, there has been one recent study that has shown spot reduction to be possible. Now, in this study, there's been a small sample size, and in order for this spot reduction to theoretically be possible if you're following from the evidence shown in the study, then you would have to do a specific type of exercise followed by another specific type of exercise in that specific order. There may be more evidence that comes out in the future that shows that spot reduction is possible, but at this point in time, we just don't have enough evidence to say that it is possible. That being said, you will store more fat in some places than others, and you will also lose more fat in some places quicker than others, but it's not because you've been doing a particular exercise for that particular area. Now to address the belief that you have to do high repetitions in order to burn fat. That's simply not true. You can lose fat with a variety of rep ranges. In fact, it's very smart to use a variety of rep ranges within your training program in order to build a well-rounded program. Okay, so now that I've talked about some of the misconceptions behind toning, let's talk about how you actually get toned. So toning involves a combination of losing fat and maintaining the muscle you already have, or losing fat and building muscle at the same time. That is possible. A lot of people don't believe that you can lose fat and build muscle at the same time, but it is in fact possible, and I'm going to talk about these two things as two separate things. So first, let's talk about losing weight. Losing weight is a matter of using up more calories or energy than you are consuming. An example of that is if I want to lose a pound of fat in a week. A pound of fat is about 3,500 calories. So if I want to lose a pound of fat a week, I need to be, if you divide 3,500 by 7, I need to be in a 500 calorie deficit every day of that week. Now for maintaining your muscle mass. So I may not have made this clear before, but this means maintaining your muscle mass while you're cutting. So while you're reducing calories and losing weight, you're trying to maintain the amount of muscle that you have. Because as you're cutting calories, your body has less energy to sustain the muscle mass that you already have. Now, when you're cutting calories and you're trying to maintain your muscle mass, the first thing you want to do is to try to maintain your strength, because chances are if you've maintained your strength, then you haven't lost any muscle. Now, the second thing you want to do is to maintain the volume or the amount of working out you're doing for as long as you can in that calorie deficit. So when you take away that stimulation, if you're not working out as much, there's no need for your body to hang on to all that muscle, because your body does have to use energy in order to maintain that muscle mass. So if you're in a calorie deficit, that's going to take away from the amount of energy that could be used elsewhere in your body. So in order to keep your body feeling that it needs that muscle mass, you're going to have to keep on providing it that stimulation. Eventually, after you've lost enough weight, you'll have to lower the weight that you're using or the amount of repetitions or sets that you're doing, because your body just won't be able to recover like it used to. But for as long as possible, you want to maintain that volume that you started with. So the next thing that you want to do in order to maintain your muscle mass is to make sure you're getting enough protein. Protein is used to build muscle, connective tissue, organs, to rebuild, and for lots of processes in your body. A lot of people think you need to eat 2 grams, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And studies have shown that you only actually need about 0.7 to 0.8 per pound of body weight in order to maintain muscle mass and to build muscle mass, even in a calorie deficit. Now, there doesn't seem to be harm in going above that 0.7 to 0.8, and actually some studies show that you can get away with less. But if you want to cover your bases and be safe, then you can go more, maybe toward the closer toward the 1 gram per pound of body weight. If you're, say, really trying to build muscle or in a calorie deficit and you feel that you might lose muscle, that's totally fine. Just make sure you're not relying on that protein itself to maintain your muscle mass. You're going to need to work out to give your body that stimulus in order to maintain that muscle mass, because it's not going to do it on its own. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about losing fat and getting muscle at the same time. So a lot of people have heard that you can and they believe that you can, but a lot of people also believe that you can't do it. You can actually do it, but it's easiest for people who are beginners or deconditioned because their muscles are primed for new growth because of the new stimulus that their body is getting from the workout. And for someone who had lifted before and has stopped working out, when they start working out again, they start gaining muscle a lot faster than someone who had never lifted before because of what we call muscle memory. This is also easier for people who are overweight and have a lot of fat to lose because even when they're in a calorie deficit, their body still has a lot of energy, which can fuel the muscle growing process. An example of this is a study I'll link to in my description of a study of overweight police officers who lost, in which one of the groups lost 15.4 pounds of fat and gained 9.3 pounds of muscle by eating in a calorie deficit, lifting, and eating extra protein. Okay guys, so that's about it. Again, toning is a combination of losing fat and maintaining the muscle that you already have, or losing fat and gaining muscle so that you have less fat over those muscles that you're trying to show, and so that you have that nice, tight, athletic look that you're going for.